Throughout the danger, death would not approach him, with his solid heart and majestic form that terrifies anyone who tries to attack him, or even just approach his territories. The old lion, the greatest and oldest among lions, is Lolparpit, the famous lion of the Masai Mara reserve. Together with his fierce brother Lolparpit, they have drawn a tale of resilience and challenge across the vast lands of the reserve, where weakness cannot exist amidst the terrifying beasts competing for power, rule, and food. The legendary tale of these two lions has inspired many around the world to travel and take pictures of them, introducing their extraordinary ability to endure despite all the dangers they faced, and despite all the fierce prides that tried to drive them out and end their lineage. The legendary Lolparpit and his brother Lolparpit were born in the Ridge Pride at the beginning of 2005, along with another male named Junior from a different female. Also born before them at the end of 2003 was Shiza, along with his brother who was born in mid-2004, the lion Sala, who later gained fame thanks to the documentary Big Cat Diary by the British Broadcasting Corporation. Later, as the cubs grew up, it became necessary for them, as usual for all other cubs, to leave the pride and then find their own way and discover their strength and establish their pride that will carry their genes for decades to come. On their journey to discover what fate holds for them at the end of 2007, Lolparpit, Lolparpit, Junior, Shiza, and Sala took over Olikambo Pride. However, only Sala, Shiza, and Junior were accepted by the females in the pride, which forced Lolparpit and his brother Lolparpit to move on in hopes of finding another pride where they can prove themselves. At the beginning of 2008, the brothers arrived at the northwestern part of Olare Orok Reserve, where they were accepted into Nkoyonai Female Pride before eventually taking over its leadership. After 2 years having gained experience and strength, they took control of Moniko Pride after expelling the dominant lions, Memzi and Lolalai, who ruled before them. They extended their rule over all of Olare Orok Reserve until mid-2011, as they continued to try to expand and dominate. The name Lolparpit, this great lion, which means the one with big hair, is a testament to his majestic beauty. Therefore, he was always favored by lionesses due to his heavier and darker mane. These two lions survived tough times, especially during the drought that swept Masai Mara in 2009, which led to many animals' deaths, both predators and prey alike. They also fought many battles while fiercely protecting their territories. With his strong genes, Lolparpit became a father to many lionesses and lions around Masai Mara, including later on the powerful knights and their most famous lion, Scarface. During the years when Lolparpit and Lolparpit were responsible for Nkoyonai Pride and Moniko Pride, later on Double Crossing and Oldikidik, where they sired many cubs which they also protected even after they became young and strong, which is something not many other lions did. The life of these two lions with their sacrifices and care for their cubs attracted many photographers chasing legendary stories around the world. Over the years, thousands of tourists aspired to spend many days immortalizing moments of great beauty and excitement. Over the years, many young lions attempted to invade the territories controlled by these two powerful lions to no avail. However, due to the injury that Lolparpit sustained, signs of weakness and decline eventually had to appear. The brothers were forced to relinquish their territories in Inquiani after a fierce confrontation with Notch's lions, causing Lolparpit and his brother to retreat to the Pride of Double Crossing for fear of death. But life did not wish to leave these two lions in peace, so two other very fierce and vigorous young lions, Mohican and Romeo, encroached upon their territory. They defeated the brothers, who showed great strength in defense, but to no avail, forcing them again to leave the pride to these two new lions, who also did not stop expanding and controlling, to the extent that they took over the Inquiani group and expelled Notch's lions. The brothers tried to return and attack Mohican and Romeo, but were defeated again and fled to the eastern regions of the area, where they settled until around 2015, before their peace was disturbed by 5 new strong lions from the Rekaro group, who expelled the brothers after a very fierce and strong battle that nearly ended their lives. Afterwards, Lolparpit left with Olbarnoti, far from the place. But because these 2 lions were accustomed to control and ruling territories, they tried at the end of 2016 to take over Oldikidik's pride, and indeed succeeded. Samgis. After a year of rest, life smiled at them when Mohican died under mysterious circumstances, and his brother Romeo left, allowing the brothers to return to their former pride Monaco and settle there until 2017, before the appearance of 2 very strong lions whose fame spread in the place and were written about by many photographers, Lipstick and Blackie, who initially took over the pride. However, they faced a very violent and combative confrontation from the brothers, who had reached an advanced age, but their defense was unprecedented and terrifying, until they actually managed to expel Blackie and Lipstick. Bad luck accompanied these 2 lions, and just months after stability, returned to their lives within the pride, 3 young lions, known as Salaboys, also arrived. At that time, Lolparpit was almost killed before his brother intervened, saved him, and expelled the 3 lions. But because life in the wild is not safe even for the fiercest beasts, bliss would not last long. Bad luck returned in the form of fig tree lions, represented by 2 strong young lions, Kaka and Maridadi, who were sons of Lipstick and Blackie. These 2 lions entered eagerly for battle. However, Lolparpit's courage led him to use claw for claw, roar for roar, bite for bite in a very intense battle. Indeed, Lolparpit won the battle in the end, but it left him injured in one of his hind legs, an injury that would accompany him until his death. Despite his injury, Lolparpit continued to be respected and feared by other lions in the vast Masai Mara reserve, to such an extent that even in old age, no lion dared cross into the area he zealously guarded and protected with his brother Olbarnoti, his ally in power and blood brother. Lolparpit's condition deteriorated after his injury. He became old, thin, hungry, unable to move, and was seen lying motionless. Finally bowing to life, Lolparpit breathed his last due to old age on November 18, 2020, at approximately 16 years old. It can be said that this is one of the longest periods a lion can survive under harsh conditions in the wild African wilderness. And although it is sad news, it is encouraging to know that he died of natural causes on his land between Masai Mara Reserve's main area and Olar Motorogi Conservancy's border. Even at his time of death, Olbarnoti, who had formed a tremendous duo alliance with him and the rest of the pride, were still nearby. He watched over his brother, who left a legacy in the kingdom of lions that will echo for many years to come.